Right then, guys, welcome to the Slowpoke Well. We always got a Slowpoke tale to tell. Joined with two lovely, sexy guests today. First of all, we've got Rahul. What we saying, my man?
Thanks for having me, dude.
Fresh off his graduation, he's scurried himself away to come talk to us for a little bit. What a geezer. What an absolute legend. Okay. And we've got Demetris here as well, my man. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, there we go, yeah. Bit shell-struck there.
Yeah.
This second time on the roll, right?
Yeah,
second time.
I've been in like over a year.
Over a year, yeah. Cool. So, first things first then, fellas. Obviously, we're going to talk about EUIC today, I should say, as well, for the viewers. But first things first, we've got our icebreaker. So we're going to go nice and simple, type association again, 3 rounds. We'll start off with myself, then we'll go Demetri, then to you, Rahul, okay? I'll pick first type. I'm going to go ice type. I'm going to say mammoth swine.
Weevil.
Yep.
Articuno.
One more. Glalie. Oh, that took me a while.
Suicune.
Glaceon.
Suicune is not ice type, it's water type. You're out, mate. That's it.
Sorry.
Okay. Right, so it'll go to you now, Rahul, to see who wins this one. Do you pick another ice type?
Glaceon.
Oh, I was going to say glacier. Ice. A bomber snow.
God damn, I was hoping this would not come to this. Snover.
What's a lowland sand slash?
Alolan Vulpix, dude.
Oh, I was gonna go with the next one. Ice. Nah, I'm taking too long. Yeah, I think you got me there. Nah, you got me on that one. So Rahul wins number one. Ice was a tough. Oh, I'd throw out a tough one there. You won that one, so you can pick the type for the next one.
Let's go with Dark, and I'm gonna go with Umbreon.
Umbreon. Okay, that comes back around to me, doesn't it? Umbreon. Weaver.
Darkrai.
Houndoom.
Incineroar.
Yveltal.
Dude, you guys are going way too fast.
It's because we're thinking. We're trying to think. Okay, go on. I'll go my next one.
Giratina?
I don't think that's no. It's Dragon Ghost. That one, yeah. All right, so it's down over to us then. What was I going to say? I had one in my head as well. Oh, Crocodile.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Sableye.
Hooper.
Zoroark.
Oh, Greninja. Nah, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, okay, that's 1 all then. One right, here we go. Tiebreaker, here we go. I won that one, didn't I? Let's go Poison type. And I'm going to do Big Dick Wheezing from Unbroken Bonds. What a geezer.
Does it mean Ekans?
Yeah.
Ekans, bloody hell.
Arbok.
Naganadel.
Venusaur.
Bulbasaur.
Yeah, no,
that's from the same though.
No, but we haven't played that also.
Oh, okay.
Poison. Toxicroak.
Can I say Ivysaur then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grimer.
Crobat.
Zubat.
Muck.
All right. From now, no more same evolution. We've all clocked on. All right. Poison. Arceus holding a poison plate.
Nah. Come on.
Yeah. What type is that? If you go on Pokemon Showdown, what would it come up?
All right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Oh, it's me.
Your turn.
Silvally holding the.
Wait. Yeah. Okay. That's cheeky.
Salazzle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, Swalot.
Ooh. Oh, okay. I forgot its name. Alola-Muck.
There's that same evolution line. Ooh, what do you think, Rahul?
Because it
I'll let it go.
Okay, fair enough.
Two mistakes on Dunzo here.
Okay.
I've got ourselves a good old Dragalge.
Wow. Pulled that one out. Toxapex.
I was literally going to say that.
Oh, I'm screwed him. Got him, coach. Start the timer.
Gengar.
Ooh.
Right. Drapion.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if it's poison type. I'm gonna have to throw it out there though. Carnivine. I'm gonna have to check now. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna be honest. I'm Carnivine. Come on, please, Pokemon. It is. Oh, I think it's a Monograss. I've been done it. Yeah, Monograss. I've shot myself in the foot. I'll be honest.
Let's go.
Okay,
right.
Demetris,
So
you have
it's
to
me
beat him
next.
now. Yeah,
Okay, right.
I have one left.
But you do get unlimited time to start though. Just to
Do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, don't take too long.
No,
A whole episode to record.
Okay, so
Let me just have a think.
no, poison's such like a small type, isn't it?
Hold on. Let me pick one just to start.
Okay, go for it.
As a neutral
Yeah.
poison. Okay, here we
I
go.
won't look at your phone.
Yeah, as it goes, yeah. Alright, let's have a gander at Pokemon. Okay, what hasn't been said? Has Survivor been said?
No.
Nope.
Right, we'll go
Okay.
with survive. Okay, so I will say.
Yeah, you have to say Survivor.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm saying something
No.
else. Oh,
There's loads.
Garbodor.
Yeah, there's loads that we haven't. Oh my god, this is so annoying.
Nihilego.
Ooh! There's so many fellas. I am ashamed. I'm no longer a Pokemon master after this. Ugh. I'm gonna have to start the timer. 4, 3,
I got nothing.
2, 1. Okay, we've let him take it. Okay.
Let's see some ones we could.
Yeah, the whole Bellsprout line, the whole Oddish line. We got most of these ones. Skuntank. We got. To be fair, we actually got quite a few. The Nidoran lines. We forgot them.
That's a shocking one.
Yeah, Gen 1. Boom. So Rahul is icebreaker champ. I haven't won an icebreaker in a long time. I need to escape off fly. We're right on to the important stuff. The next icebreaker. No, right. So Rahul, you went to EUIC, yeah, and I heard you did pretty good. Yeah. What did you play?
I played good old Pikazek Zapdos.
Pikazek Zapdos. Okay. Do you think that's the best deck in format?
I do think it's like. I think it's like the most consistent and has like the most 50-50s across the board.
Okay. What made you play it? Just for that reason, because it's the most consistent 50-50 deck?
Yeah, so like I played it back at OCIC as well, and then I played it at an SPE in between, and then a cup. So like I literally haven't like switched it up much. I've maybe changed like 2 cards, 3 cards tops from the list from OCIC to now.
Right.
The deck has been just like working well. It hasn't like stopped doing what it's supposed to do. So I came into this weekend kind of just wanting to pick up some points and call it a day. So I just played, what I thought was the best deck for just getting points and walking out.
Okay, and what were those changes from the Oceania? Can you remember?
I think I do. I didn't play 4 Jirachi. I played 4 Jirachi over in OCIC, and then I changed it to a 1/1 Jolteon line.
Okay.
Moving forward, and then I think the 4th Nest Ball became a Let Loose, and that was it.
Okay, and that sort of had it plain sailing for you, yeah?
Yeah, just chilling.
Jeez. Okay. And Demetris, what did you play for EUIC?
I played good old Zap Beast.
Zap Beast. Do you think that's the best deck in format?
I did going into the tournament.
You did.
My mind's been changed now.
Okay, and what is the difference?
Like Rahul said.
Oh,
just
okay.
Pikarom.
So what made you change? That's interesting.
Just how well Pikarom did, and I feel like Zapdos does have its problems with Muck. Sorry,
that's alright. Don't worry.
I think
Zapdos had its problem with Muck.
Yeah, like Muck's very hard to deal with.
Okay. Do you feel as if maybe the higher uptick in players playing Pikarom resulted in it doing better, or just from being there at the day, you feel as if it genuinely does play the best and is the best?
I think a bit of both, really. I think obviously the top players, they would have had a better idea of what the best deck and format would be. So
okay.
I think if people like Rahul, Pendavis, etc. are playing a deck, it's probably the best.
There's a reason,
yeah.
Good reason for it. Okay, that's fair. Right, the next sort of thing I want to move to is a little segment I like to call "How Does That Go?" Rahul. So we'll start off with you. How does that go? Right. So your Zoroark matchup. How does that go?
Not good. I lost to a lot of them. The only one I beat was because I don't remember exactly what he did, but it was something really dumb, and he got himself a prize penalty that pretty much just gave me the game.
Oh, right, okay.
But then, like, the other 3, I played against 4. The other 3 I played against, like, I just like it was just bad, dude. Like I lost to one because I just completely drew past both games. He got turned 2-1 and I just lost. I
Okay,
barely
well,
lost to Brent because I think I drew the best I drew against the matchup all day. Like I drew super, super hot. But my last two prizes were E-Power Choice Band. I needed one of them to close it out.
okay. So, do you feel Zorok favored in that case, or is it a case of you were just no?
Not at all. It's probably
See,
one of my worst matchups.
okay,
Had I played the Wob, it would have been a little bit better, but I didn't. So
okay, okay. Next one. So there were a few Cinderella decks from this EUIC that sort of popped up. So, and you managed to hit a few of them, luckily, for this segment of How Did It Go? So, how did
it's
that
chunky.
spread Greninja Detective whatever it bollocks deck? How did that go?
That matchup is really bad, dude. Oh my god. I beat him game one because I just like I went in super ham and he like didn't flip for a couple turns like flying flip. So I was just like, oh, he doesn't have anything to deal with me. And then he scooped it up pretty early. And then
Okay.
game two, he slaps down this Larvitar and I was like, oh, I gotta kill that real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I killed it and then he stretchered for it and then he killed me again.
Oh
And then we
wow.
got to a point where we were both like, I was at 2 prizes or he was at 2 or he had 2 prizes and I had a bajillion left. And so he just let me take a bunch of prizes till he could use his counter energy to pop me with a Larvitar.
Oh, okay.
And then game 3, he made I think a really stupid mistake that we talked about after the game, that let me take the series pretty much.
Okay. Do you remember what that mistake was?
Yeah. So I was at 2, he was at 5, and he was going to be flying flipping that turn to take 2 prizes already, and so he had a Frogadier snipe, and so instead of putting 20 on my bench Absol to take it to 80 and then flip it and knock it out too, he put 20 on my active Jolteon, and I didn't think he played any like gust effects, really, because I didn't
Okay.
see one in either of the first 2 games. But I think he played counter catcher at the end of the day. So I think in his mind he's thinking if I just like retreat into Zapdos and knock him out with Zapdos, he doesn't have a way to deal with my Jolteon on the bench. So he just
Okay.
took 2 prizes to keep his counters alive. And then I just like drew for turn and I went Volkner and I went grabbed the stretcher, let loose, and then I just knocked that as active. And then he drew for turn and he like went Ultra Ball, Larvitar, counter energy, knockout Jolteon, and I was like Zapdos knockout, and he was like, yeah, I should have just killed the Absol.
Ah. Okay.
But like I could have just retreated into Zapdos and killed him, and then the game would have been different. But I mean, we'll never know. But he thinks I think he probably drew into the counter catcher because he didn't show me his hand. So he probably drew into the counter catcher or something. Yeah, I just never dealt with the Greninja. I just like went around it, which is really annoying because like
Yeah.
sometimes there wasn't things to kill. But the Greninja was like really annoying because I had to go around it.
Yeah. You can't
And
afford to
then he
just
had
start trying
and
to
then
hit through it.
the Larvitar is really what swung the matchup, in my opinion.
That is like a little insult, like little 70 HP little geezer coming through like pow, have some of that.
I like picked it up and read it and I was like, oh crap, I'm dead.
That is a sort of little majestic geezer, that one. I'll give him that. Little bit more, was it second strike, I think it's called? Jeez. Okay, another Cinderella deck from the day. Shedinja Slowking. How did that go?
So I like knew I was told I was talking to Fabian and Pedro, who are like my testing partners kind of,
Okay.
and they told me that they had a secret deck and I wasn't supposed to know about it, and they wanted me to sit down and play a game against Fabian when he got in, and I'd be playing either Zapdos or Pika on my choice. I said,
And this was before the event, yeah?
before the event,
Yeah,
it was
okay.
like 10 p.m.
Okay.
So Fabian gets in. He just goes, let's play a game immediately. I was like, you just got here, dude. And he's like, no, we need to find out if this deck is good or not, because it's going to take you some time to get the cards for it. And I said, okay, bet. And we sat down, we played. And then I Ultra Balled to Guzma away turn 1, and then Fabian just goes, you lost the game. And I was like, what do you mean? And then I found out why I lost the game.
So, whoops, okay.
So I think the matchup is favored for Lightning decks, depending on their counts of cards. For example, I played 1 Rope, 4 Guzma, and 2 Stadiums, which I think gave me the edge. So when I played against Reddy, I believe, and like the matchup, like I 6-0'd him both times just because like 1, the deck doesn't take prizes, so I'm just padding the stats here. 2,
Yeah.
like if you know how to use it and just take 1 knockout organically, take 1 knockout with a rope, take 4 Guzma knockouts, the game should end.
Yeah.
And they'll always put something down for you to Guzma, because if they don't, they can't keep the lock going.
Mm-hmm.
And if you save your Stadium plus Tag Bolt to the very end, you can also just take 1 prize on the bench that you need, because they have Sky Pillar.
Yeah.
In test the night before, they had an Articuno with Cold Crush, which was really annoying.
Yeah.
So I had to change my strategy. but for the actual tournament, they cut it for a second Sky Pillar because they were having problems with Jolteon. So I think the matchup is favored for a player now that the list is out there.
Yeah, now that it's out there and people aren't been like, what on earth am I looking at? And if you could quickly as well, just in case people don't know, what is this deck? If you could sort of just quickly run us through how it plays, because I explained it to him earlier and I don't know if I did it justice.
You basically set up a bajillion Zebstrikers, and then you pretty much just sprint through your whole deck as quickly as possible. And so you just go sprint, 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 and while you're doing that, you set up Shedinjas on the bench. So
Yep.
Shedinjas act as a life dew when you trigger the ability, and they can just go from anywhere, like active, bench, no matter what. So that puts the baby guy in the discard, Ninjask, I think,
Yep.
and then or Ninkata maybe. And so you just go, you play a bunch of stretchers, you play like 2 Brock Scrits. So basically, you just start Oranguru looping these Brock Scrits and stuff back into the deck. So eventually, you set up your deck to the point where you can take a turn to not use Oranguru after you've like disrupted them with your supporters,
Yeah.
your crushing hammers, whatever you want. You disrupt them long enough to set it up so you can go Slow King and look at their hand and put 1 card in the lost zone. And basically, all you want to hit is usually like a Guzma or like away from the like recover cards. So which is why, that's why like control is so easy, because against control you just like pop a Lusamine, game's over. They need to grab the Lusamines. They can't not have Lusamine in their hand.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if like they start getting cheeky, you just pull up the Durant and start milling them.
Yeah.
Like, you have all those options, but like the biggest thing is you have to get all those Zebstrikers set up as quickly as possible, because you can just start sprinting away a bunch of cards and just drawing a ton.
Get to that point where it's just what you want in deck. Okay. Did you play any of those Cinderella decks?
No, I did play against a lot of like random stuff, but I don't think they went very far.
What's the most randomest thing you played?
Probably against the Guardi, which was
You said talk to us about it.
round 6. It was like he flipped over Rolts and Swamp, like what's the Mudkip? On the bench. I was like, okay, I haven't seen this in a couple of months. And
couple years.
Yeah. And I thought the matchup would be fine because I could just 2-hit his big GX Pokemon.
Yeah.
But he was playing like 2 Max Potion, 2 Ace Roller. And then I did win game 1 because I took 2 prizes off basic Pokemon, killed a Lele on the bench that had built up Shrine damage, and then got a big Tapu Thunder for the last KO.
Okay.
Then game 2, he just got out 2 Swamperts and got his Super Boost, and I couldn't deal with that at all.
Okay.
And then pretty much as soon as it got to game 3, time was called, so it was a draw.
Okay.
But that was probably the weirdest thing I played against.
So what man to an EUIC in this meta takes a stage 2 deck? All right, this is the play, fellas. Like this, fair play to him though. He's got bigger balls than me. Take a stage 2 deck to a regional right now. Jeez. What were any weird sort of situations, decks, or anything that you played, Rahul?
I think I hit the ringer of like every weird deck possible in this meta, because I hit the Shedinja deck, I hit the Greninja deck, I hit a Quagnag.
Oh, I did see. Yeah.
4. I lost the game because I didn't expect him to have Cold Crush in the deck. My bad.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought that either, to be fair. So.
Yeah, then I played around it for the next 2 games, and then I played against a Lost March. That wasn't like a Mulga either. It was like very straightforward, like new age. He never killed a Pika. Like he just didn't do enough damage ever. He played like 4 shrines or something. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
And then I played against like a Celosaur on my winning in. So I hit like everything weird possible.
Yeah.
Which like made me have to think on my feet. But like luckily I knew my deck well enough where I was like, I only have to do one thing every game.
Just load up that peak and go nutso. Right. So. Moving forward, if I was to get a little day 2 report from you all, just let us know how your day 2 matchups went, and any interesting plays or anything that happened there.
Yeah, let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
my day 2 was actually like one of the I like hit like no Europeans, so like my day 2 was like very riddled with players that I like respect a lot or like I know personally, and like it was a tough road, honestly. I started the day against James Williams from Australia, who was playing Zapbeasts, and like. I literally just like nest ball for Absol both times turn 1. He was just like, this is gonna be a pain in the butt, and I'm like, yeah. And so like once I get the Absol out and I just chase down the Drachis, the matchup gets super easy. Because what I do is like I'll go Zapdos. I'll take 3 knockouts of Zapdos, and then I'll go into the Jolteon. And by that point, they'll probably use their switches and E-powers, so I'm just kind of like chilling.
Yeah.
So that's how I approach the Zapbeast matchup. I don't know if it's correct. I mean, I didn't drop a game to it, so I was like feeling good about that. The Absol pretty much just like carried its weight. and I 2-0'd him, and then I went up against Otavio, who was playing Pika Pads.
Yep.
He was just playing Mahone's list,
Mm-hmm.
and game 1 I rolled him. Game 2 he rolled me. Like I scooped up my cards really quick as soon as I missed the attachment, like 2 turns in a row.
Yeah.
And then game 3 it came down to the wire where he let loose me. We were both at 1 prize. He let loose me, and I drew my 4. I don't know how he like knew I had game in hand. I had like a 4-card hand. I had Energy, Coco GX, Thunder Mountain in my like 4-card hand, and I was like, please don't like let loose me. And then he did. I was like, no way, bro. And so I draw my 4. I nest ball for the last Jirachi in my deck. I retreat with the only energy on my board into the Jirachi. I have Energy, Guzma Energy in my hand. I've Radiant 1 energy away, I get another energy. Now I have like a 9-card deck, and then I Jirachi, hit the Stretcher from Zapdos, and knocked out the Marshadow on the bench. So that was a nail biter. And then I went up against Brent. Game 1, he doesn't get anything set up, and I just like run through him. I literally went turn 2 Coco GX just because I wanted to knock out his only Rockruff in play.
So he was playing Zoroark, was he, this guy?
Yeah, Zoroark.
Right, yeah, cool.
He had no other way to like do. He like left a Rockruff in the active and he cornered me, I think. So I just went Coco GX. I was like, I'm not like waiting.
Yeah,
I just wanted to kill the Rock. He had 1 Rockruff in play and no Ditto, so I just killed the Rockruff with the Coco GX, and that Coco GX took like 4 prizes.
Oh wow.
Game 2 he swept me, and then game 3 it came down to the wire where I missed the turn 2 Guzma on his Rockruff with the energy, and then which like snowballed the game to the point where I needed to have the 3rd or 4th modifier, the E-Power or the Choice Band, to end the game, and I had a Volkner in hand, but I like Viridian first to double check, and I knew I like saw it, and I was like, okay, I actually played both, which sucks.
Oh.
So I Ultra Balled, I like double E-Powered, I Ultra Balled, grabbed the Pikazek, attached to the Pikazek, and then I Lilied for 6 in like a 12-card deck with both E-Switch and the Thunder Mountain in the deck, so I needed to hit T-Mountain, E-Switch, or double E-Switch to just full blitz for 2-10 and knock it out, and I missed, I think, 1 piece, which was fine, whatever. And so I lost that, and then I went up against Joe, who I roomed with. He's a good friend from back in the U.S. He was playing Zap Jolt, and like Joe's not the best player. He's very new still. He like started playing at NAIC last year.
Okay.
So Joe kind of like he knew how to play his deck, but when I started making like really weird plays at him, he didn't really understand how to deal with it. So I just kind of like threw a bunch of like off the wall plays at him, and he just kind of lost. And then I went up against Jitman, who the Greninja match that we already talked about. So he pretty much lost that game. I didn't win it really.
Yeah.
Because there's not much I could do after he's like just spreading a bunch. Then I went up against Tord on my winning in, which was a little bit nerve wracking because it's Tord.
Yeah.
And then game 1, he pretty much went full blitz and said, "Do you have the answers?" And I said, "Yeah, I had the Coco GX." And then I had pretty much had all the answers because I went take first prize with Zapdos on his Jirachi, and then he went full blitz and then put 3 energies on the back, and then I went Coco GX take 3. And then he didn't have, and then he killed me with a Zorora on my active, and then I went kill him with my Zorora. Because he left the Thunder Mountain in play, and I was like, that's perfect for me. And then game 2, he like drew super, super, super dead, and I just 6-0'd him.
Oh wow.
Like literally, like, he didn't attack. Like, he promoting drawing path thing, and I like, yeah, I just had the nuts. And then top 8, I went up against Alex Silva playing Zoroark with a little bit of an interesting build because he had the Taylor Liza and the Guzmas, heavy Guzma, and heavy Guzma I think actually won him the series because game 1 he had nothing, and like I pretty much just like chased down his Grimer, and he was forced to turn that Ditto into Zoroark, because he like I think missed off like the Lily, and then I just like swarmed him and I killed him game 1, and I was feeling good. And game 2 he like set up perfectly. I think it was like 3 Zoroark Muck turn 2, and I was like, okay, pick it up.
Yeah.
And then game 3, I lilied into like 7 unplayable cards, which was incredibly frustrating. And then I literally just put down Coco GX attached to it and like passed. And then he got to a position where we were at 4-4, and I would go Coco GX, and I knew I would GX to take 2 prizes. And then I had all the modifiers in my hand to set it up so I could take a bunch of prizes, like take the last 2. And so I knew he would need to Palpad for the Judge, but both Palpad and Judge were already gone. So I felt pretty good about closing that game out. But he made a really smart play by going Zorua, DCE, Choice Band, Guzma, because he played 3 Guzma. So he used his second Guzma to Guzma up my Coco GX and just hit it for 50.
Okay, yeah.
So if I came up and GX'd his either Lycanroc or Zoroark, he would come up and ride a speeding for the knockout on my Coco GX, and I would have no energy left on the board, which is exactly what happened. And And that's all she wrote.
Oh, okay. Seems like you played that pretty well then, to be fair. So moving forward from that event, congratulations on your finish as well, by the way. That was obviously really good. And it was your first big intercontinental finish, weren't it? You was hunting for a while, right?
Yeah. I have a World's top 16 and I have a OCIC top 16 both in the past year. So I was both times it was like, well, Worlds was different because I started at 02, so I had to climb.
Yeah.
But OCIC, like I was right there and I like got bopped for anyone watching at home.
But there we go. We got the finish now. So moving forward, now I was surprised. I saw a lot of WOB creeping into lists. So obviously, we'll start with you, Demetris. This.
Yeah.
You played Zap Beast.
Yes.
How do you feel the inclusion of WOBs moving forward? Because, like I said, if anyone doesn't know, any of our American listeners, we've got a regional next week, which is in this format, which is yawn-inducing, to be honest. But so we have to trawl through this meta a little bit more. So moving forward, any Zap Beast players, how do you feel as if the inclusion of WOB into loads of these decks now? How does that change how you play Zap Beasts at all? If it does at all?
Well, I thought going into EUIC, I thought the Zap Picron matchup was quite comfortable.
Okay.
Without the WOB, because you could always threaten the Coco Jets to deal with a big Zekrom. But now, if they get the WOB down, I don't actually know because I've not played against the Picron that plays WOB yet.
Oh, you're not playing? Okay.
But I'm assuming like they'll get the WOB down early or at the right time, so you can't respond. So either you have to activate your Coco before they get the warp down, just to get the energy.
Just get energy on board, yeah.
Or just try and have at least 2 energy in play and have a Thunder Mountain. So it must make the matchup a lot harder.
You think a lot harder, so it swings it a lot more in their favour, right? Provided it's dropped at the right time.
I think so. I think so. I'm not sure though.
Okay. Rahul, did you play against many of the WOBs? I assume you probably hit a couple, right?
Yeah. I think WOB was a very good tech for that weekend. I think it's a good tech moving forward. It just kind of like, I just didn't think it was that good. And then I like got insta-punished by playing against like a bunch of Zoroark, but...
So is it mostly for the Zoro matchup?
I think so, because like, I think in the mirror, unless you like nest ball for it turn 1, a lot of the time the opposing peak is going to pop off and do their own thing.
Yeah.
So like after turn 1, I think WOB is like uber dead in the that matchup, and then you can get it out against Zapdos, but I think against Zapdos you want to be playing the small game anyway.
Yeah.
Like if you full blitz onto another guy, like what are you full blitzing onto? A Zorora? Like now you have 5 prizes sitting on your board. They can just 2-shot you with Zapdoses. So like I felt like at the end of the day, like it was mostly for the Zoroark matchup, and I didn't feel like I'd see so much Zoro. And there wasn't much at the tournament, to be completely fair.
No.
It's just like the couple of good players who played it did really well with it.
Yeah.
Because I think Zoro is a really high rolly deck, and like the ones who high rolled.
We should have a firework go off then. What the hell? So that's what we're going to move forward into the day 2 decks, how they converted. But spoiler alert, yeah, Zoroark only had like 3 in day 2, and then 2 converted in top 8. So like I said, the conversion was insane. Credit to people playing it, obviously. So moving forward, let's say you was coming to Bristol. Well, I've just bought you a plane ticket and your ticket. Like, come. If you were playing Picron,
you can stay in our hotel.
Yeah, come stay in a hotel, bro. Little party. Come join the Slowpoke Well. That's what it's all about right here, man. So let's say in this scenario, and you are playing your EUIC deck, would you include WOB moving forward?
I'm greedy, so no is my answer. I'm incredibly greedy, and I've played WOB 1 time, and it was at a League Cup, and it didn't do jack shit for me.
Yeah.
It felt like the most dead card in my whole deck, and like because that spot where Absol is right now is probably where the WOB would go. Yeah. It's really tough to get all of that in. While keeping consistent. I mean, if you cut Jolteon, I'm sure you could, but I think Jolteon's too good to not have it. That's personal opinion. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I like, and the one time I cut the Absol for the WOB, I noticeably felt the Absol missing. I was like, damn, dude, my opponents are just popping off with their Drachis and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Like, whereas if I have the Absol, like, it slows everybody down. And like, I played the Absol in Guatemala, and I played against the Zap Beast in top 8, and I just went turn 1, grabbed the Absol, and he just looked at me. He's like, well, this is gonna be really annoying, and I was like, yeah, it is. And so like, I think Pikarom should care more about Zapdos than Zoroark. Because I think if you can I think Zoroark is a more inconsistent deck at the end of the day.
That's fair enough. And you even catch Absol catches like Mali. I'm a Mali player, and that just annoys me. And they get that Absol to someone you're like, come on! I have to recharge on some of the Jirachi of a board. Thanks for that, mate. I was going to say, oh yeah, so like you said about Jolteon, some people like it, some people don't. What's your reasoning for keeping Jolteon in?
It's really good against Zapdos. And a lot of the time, what I did over the course of the weekend, which I think a lot of players probably didn't do, was I'd go attached to an Eevee and just not use the ability.
Okay.
So I'd have a point where I would know at the following turn I could ability into it and then just set up for a GX attack, or set up for like just a big 110, because it is a lot of damage.
Yeah.
For only 2 energies as opposed to the 3rd energy.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes getting that 3rd energy set up is a little tougher to just get that 3rd energy on the board. So like Zorora. Oh, it cut out a little bit. But Zorora is like you can get Zorora set up. If you don't full blitz onto it, it's like it's just one of those things where it's like I have a turn to just attach, and then I can just have another turn to attach, and now this guy's swinging for 110, and I've got a choice band that's 140, and then I can just set it up perfectly with other stuff.
Okay, sounds pretty good to me. And do you know reason as to why people would be cutting it?
The 3rd Zapdos kind of does the same thing, I think. In their minds, the 3rd Zapdos is like, if I have 1 prized, I now have 2 to play with still. And in the baby matchup, you kind of want to just be Zapdos on Zapdosing.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I think you just burn too many Electro Powers in that matchup if you do that. But like Gustavo played 3, and then he had the 3rd Jirachi in that slot as well, which I think is really, really smart, because the 3rd Jirachi is like a good card. It's what I've been teetering back and forth between. And I mean, he won, so it worked out pretty well for him. But everyone else who played my list, the same 60 as me, we all walked out with points. We had 2 top 128ers. We had Sam losing his winning end. We had Pablo losing 2 winning ends, and then IDing his last one. I think. No, I think he lost to Scott. I'm sorry, last round. And then we had like Xander and John both like walking out with like top 64 points at the very least. So like everyone like walked out with a good finish with the deck. So like, I think you can either play it like my list, or you can either play it like Gustavo's, but I would just not play the DDG list because I think their list sucks.
Wow.
There you go. You heard it here first, boys. Jesus, drama. So back to that scenario of that. If you were coming to Bristol, happy days, you're gonna party, happy days. You know what I mean? We'll see how we do Slowpoke Well. Any changes to your deck?
No. I'd run the same 16.
Yeah.
I'd walk in. I mean, I've earned pretty much like 800 points with like 2 cards off variation.
Hold on, that cut out a bit. Did you say 800 points? Did you say 800? It cut out.
Freezing up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, are we good now? Can you hear us?
Yeah, almost 800. Oh, yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So you say 800 points?
800
did you say,
points,
yeah, can't go wrong with that. But that's good.
I would change like 1 or 2 cards each time. Like, I mean, if you were gonna change cards, just cut the Jolteon. That's all you gotta do, and put the Zapdos and Jirachi in, and then that's the only thing you can do if you don't like play with the Jolt.
Yeah, that's fair. And so as Zapby's player earlier, and now you even said at the start you flip flopped and saying that Peacorns are the best, or this Thunder Buddies, I guess. Well, I guess you are going Bristol, but are you considering Peacorn?
No, but only as a personal thing, because I don't really like switching decks. I just like playing one thing for like the whole quarter.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Let's say you were like Magical Geezer and you could pick a deck up. Let's say you're Alex Dow, then you could pick a deck up and play it perfectly with no testing.
Yeah.
Would you consider switching at that point?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah, probably. Like, I mean, it just won the biggest European tournament of all time.
Yeah. So yeah, and it had like what, 5 in top 8, or was it 4, 3, something?
4.
Yeah,
4. That's half. That's.
But I still think
4 that, 1 Zap Beast, and then 3 Zoro stuff.
3 Zoros, yeah.
I still think Zapdos Beast is very strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think
Zapdos Beast would be my second choice going into this week, or Bristol.
I mean, I'm not sure whether like there's a lot of Zapdos players. Whether you play the Jolteon or not is another question. Because personally, I didn't. See, at a cup recently, me and Adam Hawkins played the same 60 with the 1-1 Zeb Striker and 1-1 Jolteon.
Okay. Ooh,
Sorry.
so I carry on.
And that felt like really good. The Jolteon felt really good against like the other Zapdos decks.
Just for clarification, this is in Zap Beast at this point.
Zap Beast,
okay, yeah.
But playing against Zoro, it felt like you absolutely had no chance when they got the muck out because you only ran one Zebra.
Okay.
And then they just killed that.
They just go, yeah.
And you'd be stuck with nothing in your hand. So I decided to go with the 2-2 Zeb Striker. And that felt like really strong in testing. Like I was playing against Paul Stringer. And we had like 5 best of 3s. He was playing Zapdos Lycanroc.
Okay.
And it just felt like with that matchup, because I had the Zebra, I could just had better draw power. Like I could draw into my Electric Powers, Guzmas, Stretches, stuff like that, and I just always went ahead on him at a certain point in the prize race if I wasn't ahead already.
Okay, that seems good. See, I haven't really played Pico, I don't really play Zapdos, so like, I'm relying fully on you guys for the content right now.
Well, I'm a big fan of the list I have right now. The only change I would maybe make is cutting the Marshadow.
Okay,
because I don't know how it just feels like whenever I play it does nothing.
So that's just a pure eye testing.
I know it's an absolutely brilliant card, but it's like the amount of times I played it turn 1 going first, and my opponent just went Nespel, Energy Lily.
Yeah.
And then
and you're looking at like energy plus
Yeah.
power choice band, like Guzman.
Yeah,
Like,
I-
oh,
that's
okay, there we go.
I'm not really sick. I know Marshallow's great.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
just as a personal thing.
Yeah.
I took Marshall out of my Mally list because I get too aggressive with it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, right, if I hit this one card in my deck right now, 30 card deck, I've already used my support, I'm gonna let loose confidently, hope I get it, and if I don't, I'm like, okay. So now
that's like another thing I like Marshall for is the second draw supporter.
that's how I used to use it as like another second draw. So I think it wraps up the EUIC coverage there. So moving forward, then, like I said, we got Bristol. Well, also again in this whole next half of the episode, you are coming to our hotel. You're gonna play.
Nice.
Okay, happy days. Now, how's that? We facilitate here at the Slowpoke Well, you know. So what I'm gonna do? We're gonna run through the day 2 decks. We'll run through their quantities, and then moving from the EUIC results, we're just going to say if they're improving, like in the meta, staying neutral, or declining, and why. Okay, so a little bit of a round table discussion here. So we'll quickly, we'll breeze through Thunder Buddies. We've literally talked about this for so long. But Thunder Buddies, are we improving, neutral, or declining, and why? We'll start with you, Rahul, since you're the one, you're big geezer. 800 points, unchanged, like.
Staying the same because I think it's the best stack, and I don't think it's gonna get worse. It's either gonna win or it's gonna be in top 4, like at least.
Yeah. I feel it's one of those decks where it doesn't easily get targeted.
Yeah, it's not got like a hard count unless you play like absolute balls to the wall fighting stuff.
Yeah.
Like quad baby buzz.
Malionics,
Lucario, stuff like that. Yeah, Malionics.
Malionics.
Yeah,
that's like hard there for my Bristol deck. That right there, everyone listening is little no leaks. Mali, Giratina, Onyx, 3DC double stretcher. Come at me! Bench that pre-com, I dare ya! But I think I agree, yeah. I'd say neutral, obviously it can't improve, it's the diff. And it's so hard to target just because Jolteon and even Coco Jex is a good, like, just stop that shit now, sucker. Whatever you're trying, just stop. And then Zapdos covers it awesomely. Like, so you can't just play Brown and expect. Like, I can't just play like something like Zygarde. I've been trying, Zygarde lagging it down in I'm trying. And then you just match up against Pico, and they're like, oh, he's playing that. Let's just zap. You're like, fuck off, man. Just give me alone. So, yeah, I think I agree there with neutral. So, the second, that had 14 in day 2, according to my expert counting from Hey Fonte. So, give or take 1 or 2 there. Zap Beasts. You played Zap Beast. Yeah. Are we improving, neutral, or declining?
I'd say it's neutral.
Neutral?
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
Well, I think it didn't do like spectacularly at EUIC. It just did all right, like as expected.
Yeah.
So it probably ain't got like that much of a target. I think Picrom's probably got a higher target on its back.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think people will still do well with it. It'll make top 8, definitely. and you'll see a lot in day
Is that
2.
a definite top 8? Is that a core that right here? Was that your hot take for the day?
I think
Definite that
so.
beast in top
I
8.
think that
Ooh,
it's a
okay.
popular deck and good players
I mean,
play it.
there weren't one in top 8 here.
There was.
Was there? What's
Yeah.
that? Oh.
Yeah.
Why is he? Oh, why has he just put a little unlimitless? I thought did you put a nil Higo in there or something. Okay, fair enough. I stand corrected. That's still your hot take though.
Yes.
Can we get a forfeit if it doesn't?
Sure.
What's the forfeit?
You choose.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Dye your hair bright blue? Or get a skin fade like me? Not now. This is dead trim. Just saying.
I mean, I have to say nothing.
Okay. How about a cup you go to that we're both going to? I get to pick your deck.
Sure.
And it has to have some function. It can't just be like 5th line energies and a wishy-washy jet. It will be some kind of coherent deck.
Sure.
Could even be this little geezer right here. Boom. There we go. Someone's taking a Champ GX to a cup. And it ain't going to be me. It's going to be you. Okay, fair enough. Rahul, Zap Beast, improving, neutral, decline.
I'm going to say neutral just because one already made top 4 at EUIC.
Mm-hmm.
I think the deck has the potential to make top 4. I think it's like super, super good in the meta. And I think it's always like one of those decks where like if you draw the right pieces in the right order, you just curb stomp whatever you're up against. But the problem is you got to draw them in the right order. And I really liked Connor's list that he got top 32 with. He lost his win in him. But he played like a 2/2 Zebra and he played the 1 Cartana GX to take your own prize when you need to. So he controlled the tempo that way. But I know he ended up hitting like what he considered to be the worst possible matchup on the win in because he played against Kaiwin playing that spread thing.
So
he just got bopped.
I noticed in his tournament report he played against 2 Reggie Mills and he beat them, right? Is that Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know how either. I was saying this to
Connor,
my
he beat 2 Reggie Mills.
I literally don't know how you beat that deck with Zapdos. Did he get like 2 dunks or something?
That should be an auto loss.
Yeah.
That seems like an auto loss to me.
Buzzwole Beast energy, maybe you like have to open Buzzwole Beast and like let loose them into crap.
Yeah, like they can start their like low HP basic. Like they play like draft rig or whatever, and you can just let loose and then kill them next turn. That's the only win con I can see. Yeah,
that's the only way I see out of
that. I've tried against mill players to like put a Coco GX down and kill it with Shrine just to activate their Sledgehammer, but they always clock on. And one of my opponents almost didn't. I got it to like 16 damage counters, and then they were like, "Oh wait, 4 prizes, Buzzwell? Nah, wouldn't let me.
Wouldn't let you.
Yeah.
Fair. That's pretty clever thinking. That to be fair, that's outside the box. I think I agree. Is that bitch? Yeah, it's one of those. It's hard to target. Like, what do you do? Like, so multi-dimensional. Take it different ways. Zapdos again is just a stupid chick killer. So like, you're gonna try something cute. Yeah, have this turn 1 Thunderous Assault for like 110. I'll have some of that would be bastard ass. Okay, right. Zoroark. Now this is an interesting one. I personally hate Zoroark with a passion. So we'll start with you since you hated it as well.
Yeah.
Neutral, improving, or
I played
declining.
it this year already.
Yeah, you did, you little traitor.
Yeah.
What are you about? Anyway, is it getting better, neutral, or declining?
Probably neutral. Like maybe because all the Picron players will be playing Wobbuffet, which gives them a better throw matchup.
Okay.
So could see a decline.
Okay.
Depends how effective the Wob is.
Okay, I like that. Rahul, what are we thinking? Zoroark.
Decline. I don't think we'll see 3 in top 8. There's no way. Europe doesn't like playing Zoro anyway. You guys like Mally for some strange reason.
Yeah, we do.
So, I feel like Mally will just crowd it out.
Yeah. It's odd. I heard this conversation. I think it might be with Joe from Omnipo, and it's like it's odd how Zoroark has gone from like the consistent deck to now it's oddly now one of the inconsistent decks.
Going second feels so bad as Zoro.
Yeah. It just hasn't been the same since Bridget, I feel.
Yeah.
Even with Elm.
I always just think when you get stuff like Pikarom and Zapdos come out, and it's just like, have some of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need trade anymore. Buff, have some of this. Yeah, Zoroark. I'm going to chicken out here. I'm going to say neutrals because it's Zoroark. It always seems to find a way. It isn't going to have a 3 in top 8. None of that jobby. I imagine maybe 1 or 2. It just always seems to be
Possibly.
in and around, doesn't it, really, Zoroark? You can't ever just beat it down, unfortunately.
Did you see
But-
that statistic the other day someone made in like Hey Fonte, where it's like Zoroark's made like 90% of top 8s since
Has
its
it?
release, yeah, something like that. Something stupid.
Interesting. Wouldn't surprise me, but it fucks off soon, so happy days. Right, so now we're going to, obviously, they're the top 3 decks, really. Now we're into sort of no man's land, as it were. So here's all for you rogue players out there, or you players that don't want to play the obvious stuff. We're into Rayquaza now, believe it or not. That was there's a whole lot of decks here that were at 2 counts in day 2.
Yeah.
And Rayquaza was the first one I've seen. So Rayquaza, we had 1 Vicar
Yeah.
in day 2. And then 1 Nagna, that was
And that
Tamao.
was Tamao.
Tamao, yeah, I chatted with him. I was like, how's that play, lad? That's my kind of deck right there.
Mm.
So, we'll start off with Vicar. Rahul, what do you think about Rayquaza Vicar roll?
Jose is one of my best friends, so I know he won't play any other deck ever in
Okay.
standard. But that being said, I think the deck is like super high rolledy,
Mm-hmm.
and like you either set up and pop off, or you set up you like don't, and
Yeah.
you lose. Like both his games on stream are really unfortunate, but like sometimes that's just what happens. Like you just don't set up and they pop off on you.
Yeah.
I think it's just like not good. the deck.
Not good. So you're saying neutral or declining?
Declining. I think I'll have a 0.
Wow, okay, fair enough, I'll get that. Demetri, Vicar Ray.
Vicar Ray, I don't know too much about Vicar Ray, to be honest, but I can talk about the Ray Naga.
Oh, hang on, let me talk on
Alright.
Vicar Ray. So,
Sure.
like, stage 2.
Stage
Stop.
2, you know.
Just stop with
Yeah.
this madness. Why,
I
people?
feel like I was a big fan of Bulu for ages, and I tried Vicar Ray when like Jose won. I was like, it just didn't feel like Bulu. It just felt like so unstable because
Yeah.
discarding and then
At least with Bulu, just load up and pow, someone's dead. Like, you have
I
to
I
load
liked
up.
hitting 180 turn 2, but that's
Yeah.
just a personal thing.
I just don't like when you've got like cards like Pikarom, like, that's a basic.
Yeah.
You've got 240,
Yeah.
attach energy to itself, you've got electro power,
Yeah.
choice band. What are we playing stage 2 for, lads? Come on, stop. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, if you get it, fair enough. Like you say, you know, if you pop off, you're laughing, rays everywhere, energy's flying, got the Sandre labs, all that. But it's just if. I don't like if anymore. When I'm paying money to go use the event, I don't like if. I want to set up every time. And stage 2s for me is not.
Mm.
So talk to me about Ray Naga then.
Okay, so that was like the Europe deck sort of.
Okay.
Like the CCG boys, they were like Tamao and Luke. When we were all in that corner testing.
Luke
the night
Kirkham, is
before.
this?
Yeah, Kirkham.
Okay, yeah.
Like Tamao, they were like all playing that,
Okay.
and it like they were kind of struggling against Zapdos, but then like I think it was Luke who had the idea of the Shining Genesect,
Okay, yeah.
just because that has like what 120,
He's got 130. I think.
130, and that's like needs 2 powers to deal with.
Yeah, just a big
Oh,
boy. There
and,
we
it,
go.
and it can like move the energy onto itself, and apparently that improved their Zapdos matchup a lot.
Okay.
So, and I think Tamal did good with it. So I think a lot of people want to try that because it was kind of like a secret deck going into the tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I remember seeing that. I was like, oh,
So I feel like people are going to try that and maybe take it to Bristol.
okay. Do you feel as if it's more consistent than Vicar Ray?
I'd say yes because it's not stage 2.
It's not stage 2.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's better than Vicar Ray?
Ooh, I don't know.
If you had to just pick one, gun to your head, like gun to your head.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you think it's better?
Yes.
Okay, so are we saying this is improve? All this conversation, like, is it actually improving, or is it still like just that outlier deck?
Probably, maybe improving.
You think improving? Okay. Rahul, Naga Ray, what we feeling? What we saying? What we thinking? No, just no go.
Not a fan.
It's a cool deck, but again, I think Ray just is too weak in this meta.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Like Pika's just better. in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. Would you say what, neutral decline?
Decline.
Decline. Fair. Do you feel
Okay, I'll say neutral just because some people might play it and it might convert just because 1 or 2 people like
more people are playing it? Yeah.
more people are playing it, and like
Yeah.
Tamao's list is out there, so it's not like it's not like they have to like start from scratch.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. If you had to pick one, do you have a gun to head as well? Vicare or Nagare, which so in this scenario, you're coming to Bristol, but there's a hitman on the plane, believe it or not, and he really likes Rayquaza, so he's making you play it. So he's got 2 decks in his hand, Vicare or Nagare. Which one you playing?
I think I go with Vika, just because well, the games Vika does set up, it feels like unstoppable.
Yeah. You just
So
like
I would rather high roll myself through that end, and if I'm already playing Ray, I might as well go for the high roll, right?
That's fair. Just flex on them big time, like yo, strong charge. Jeez. Okay, what's
whip it out and see what they got, dude.
fair? But I can't argue that. All right, we've got into clowns now. So we had a little discussion about this earlier. I'll start with clowns. I don't understand how it's staying around. I mean, I guess it's just super consistent big damage. I'm gonna say neutral. I don't see how it ever gets better. I don't see how it ever really gets. How does it compete in a Zapdos, man? How is this happening? It's a 180 HP state. What? A basic? What? So it gives up 2 poisons. So, I'm going to say declining. Stop, people. Come on. What are you saying? You played Persephone for a while.
Yeah, I think it was really good last quarter before team up, but like ever since I like, well, we were discussing this before, and I was like, I'm not playing clowns anymore because Pika on. Yeah. Just skip your B string turn. And how are you dealing with that?
Like, chalk them up, mate.
Yeah.
Chalk them up. There we go.
I think the deck sucks, and I don't know why people still play. Even with Muck, like Zapdos still feels bad.
Okay.
Because they've Zeb Striker, like.
Yeah,
it's not like Zorro, which can easily deal with your Zeb Striker, and then also Ace Roller in the same turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I feel like Muck just isn't that effective. Also, it's not as efficient as setting it up because if you're setting up the Muck, you're not setting up your Nagas
and that. Yeah. Is there something to be said for just its consistency though? And it can throw big numbers out.
It is a consistent deck, yeah.
Is that the only reason you think people are still gravitating towards it?
I think and that because it's quite easy.
Okay, straightforward. Let's not say easy now. Come on, let's not hate on the 2 people that made day 2. Come on now. Let's say linear. That's the correct word. Linear. There we go. I reckon people just paid a lot of money for them Persephons when they first came out, and they just want to keep using them. Rahul, what are we saying about clowns?
I hate it. I think it's like one of the least skill-based decks in this format. I don't know how it keeps up with anything.
Yeah.
Like every experience playing against it is just let loose prey, and like it's just such a sucky like game plan
for like 9 rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're saying declining then? Shouldn't be playing them more now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Decline them. Okay. All right. On to one close and dear to my heart now. There were 2 Mallies in day 2. Thank you very much. One was with B string, one was without. So.
Like Carl Blake was one of them.
Carl was with B strings, and a Gengar. Yes. I think Martin Yanis did play a Gengar and Double A Solo, I think, as well. I've been doing my Mally research, you know. Yeah, I've been doing the Mally research. So, we'll start with you, Rahul, on this one. Ultra Mally. What are we saying?
It's a trap. I think it'll go up just because more of you people play it over there.
Yep.
But overall, I think Mally's like a trap. I played it for 1 standard regionals, and like I wanted to kill myself. Because every game I went second, I was just like, how do I ever set up more than like I get 2 Inks out and they just kill 1, and I'm just like, cool, I lost the game.
Yeah.
Which happens way more often than like the 4 Ink I pop off and nut on your face setup.
Yeah. Literally.
So like I was just like, this is like the most frustrating thing in the world. And like after I was like 3-3, I think, and like my 4th round I like lost because like I just couldn't get more than 1 Ink down at a time against Zapperok.
Yeah.
And I was just like I literally just dropped. I was like, I'm done here. But I think Mally will go up just because more people will play it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it can stand up to yellow in this format.
Okay, even like with the inclusion of stuff like maybe Marshadow, even Gengar now. Yeah. Horror House Gengar, that's what Carl played.
Gengar is the only thing I think can give it a chance. I don't think Onyx does enough because I played Onyx too and it just like felt really clunky.
Was you playing DC as well?
Yeah, I played 2 DC.
Okay, right, okay. And still just wasn't cutting it.
It just felt super clunky. I think the Gengar gives you a shot, but that's about it.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Demetris, Mally, talk to me.
I have never thought Mally was that good in this quarter.
Oh, okay.
In this quarter, just because like I think Zapdos always has the edge over it.
Yeah.
Because Zapdos just wins the prize race.
Yeah.
And it's like, but the Gengar build that Carl Blake put. I know Carl was like, he's quite a fan of how good the Gengar was against Pikarom, just because like you can Mars Shadow and then take 3 prizes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they need like, what was it, 3 items in the hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to do that. And it's like, it feels like Muck is a problem though for it with
for those that like Drachus,
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know too much about the deck.
No. Do you expect it to have a decent showing at Bristol? Or? And when I say show, I don't mean people playing it like little old me on like table 151, like. I mean, like towards the top.
No, I don't think so.
No, so you're saying decline?
I mean, it's kind of popular.
Yeah.
In cups.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But it's like I don't see many of like the top European players playing it.
No, that's fair. So you don't expect no conversion, man?
Maybe like 1 or 2 in day 2.
1 or 2.
Don't think he'll make top 8 though.
No. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you all wrong. Mali's good. I love it. No, I've just hold on. I just hold on to it because it's the only deck I can play with any semblance of skill. So I feel it's really adaptable. I feel as if I'm going to have to tire this list. I can't just, pick up Pikarom and slap some guys in the face. I have to. Every card is important. Like, I need to work out everything. But there is room for text. You've got Marshall, you've got Gengar. You have got stuff to play around with. You can even go like more of a non-GX route, Giratina, Onyx, that sort of thing. So it's there's room to maneuver, and I feel it's got loads of neutral, a lot of 50-50s but in a lot of 50-50s. But like, you are correct, you have to get those in-Ks down. So increase your nest balls, increase your treasure. Well, treasure should be a 4 anyway. I hope you absolute mavericks if you're not playing 4 treasures. But yeah, get those nest balls up. Ditto. Yeah, that's how sad it's got now. 4 in-Ks, ditto, 4 nests. That's what you have to do. That's what I was saying earlier, didn't I? I said, if you don't get 3 in-Ks down against Zapdos, turn 1, that's it. Scoop them up, you're lost. Right. So, yeah, I'm still flying the flag, though. I'm going to say improve, and do you know why?
Why?
You're going to see me with my Mali flag.
Yeah.
Here I am. 9-0. I've said it.
I think if Carl Blake plays it, he could do well.
What do you mean if Carl? I'm right here. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, he'll be playing. What an insult, by the way. If Carl makes it, like I would just say, I'm going to be here 9-0.
Well, I you were talking about your like bloody Onyx build.
Oh yeah, this is true. This is true. Onyx, old big dick Onyx. Oh, Rahul, nothing's better than when they put that peak on mini active and you just like, right then, here we go. Nest ball, DCU, recharge. There we go. Have some of that.
Especially when they full blitzed onto themselves.
Oh yeah, they confidently full blitz onto themselves.
Oh, you ain't got this.
Nah. Right, okay, now we're really into the ones that I've got no clue about here. The Slowking deck, I don't feel as if people will really know how to play this, in honesty. I feel as it's going to take a lot.
Is that a one-hit wonder deck?
Yeah, a one-tournament wonder?
It's a lot of skill, yeah.
I just look...
It takes a lot of skill, and I think like the people who played it were all like really, really good players, and like had been practicing it for weeks.
Yeah.
So even me, who like saw it the night before, like I was just like, I don't know what the hell this is. I don't think I can play it. I had access to all the cards.
Yeah.
I couldn't bring myself to play it because I felt like I was going to make mistakes.
Yeah, and I feel as if a deck like that, even just one turn of a mistake can just throw the whole game out the window. Yeah, so I'm saying decline, and you saying decline?
Yeah, I'll say decline.
Yeah, I think if you want to play that sort of a deck, just play that normal store,
right? It had the edge at that tournament because people didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah. I think even just people's gonna fuck up with it. It's for 9 rounds as well. For 9 rounds, I couldn't do that. I don't think many people could, in honesty. Okay, that Greninja spread. Now, this is worrying me. On the people in the UK, stop this. I see it on the BSTs. But anyone got Detective Pikachu Greninja? Stop. I do not want to play against his bollocks. Stop this shit now. I don't want to start flipping coins and bollocks like that. No. But I reckon it's going to be increasing. People saw it. People love Greninja because they're weeby geezers for a start, right? I don't like Greninja at all, by the way. I hate Greninja with a passion. I packed 2 in a pre-release. I was pissed the fuck off. But anyway,
you've definitely played it before a tournament.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I liked it though. It doesn't mean I liked the Pokemon.
I liked it a lot. But
yeah, people like Greninja. People like gimmicks. Okay, and Greninja, it's 2 of them because people like him and people like to be I flip a coin, I'll survive. And I guess on paper it's actually not that bad of a deck. I just hate it with a passion. I reckon people are going to be playing this a lot more. Because now the secret's out of the bag. Everyone knows about it. Like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely saying increasing with this one. What are you saying?
Oh, definitely. It's like people like these like Cinderella decks.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do.
yeah. They can just hang their hat like, oh, if they flip, if I flip loads of heads, I can't take damage. Like, happy days. Like, this is what's all about. So you're saying increasing as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Rahul, what we saying? You played against this.
For sure increasing. I mean, the list isn't out there, but if anybody watches the stream and takes the time to just write down the cards, it's not that hard to figure it out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Kaiwin's spread is just better, but that being said, people will go to the hot new thing.
Yeah.
Which is Greninja.
Yeah.
I'm glad the list isn't public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least people have to try and, try and make the damn thing.
Yep.
But do you think it's got any merit as a good deck? I just hate it because it's Greninja. But I think 50 snipes is quite strong.
Spread is good. It is better against Zoroark than just regular Coco spread, I think.
Yep.
But I think the thing is, again, Larvitar is your ace in the hole. Like, Larvitar is what's going to get the job done every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by playing more clunky cards in Greninja than playing like a heavier Zebra line like you could and just
in straight
just
Coco.
playing it. Yeah, in straight Coco. I think straight Coco is just better.
Yeah.
Like I think you could literally just take Kaiwin's list, change maybe 1 or 2 cards, and call it a day.
Yeah. I like that list. I've had a look at that. Yeah. So we're all saying increasing. I thought we all agreed on that.
Yeah. Just one thing about spread. I saw the Kaiwin's. He said it has a really good Zapdos.
Yeah.
However, I have to beg to differ because I actually played against not him, someone else playing like Coco spread, like Coco Zeb Striker.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And what I did was just had like Drachi and a Zapdos.
Right.
That's all I had.
Yeah.
At any time.
Yeah.
And
so the spread isn't.
Yeah. And then as soon as I could get access to Buzzwell Beast Energy, I just went crazy with that and killed everything on his board. So I'm not sure.
I guess that's the same argument. Any kind of spread, though, right? You can always just not bench stuff, but
yeah,
in a 9-round tournament, people don't know what to do. Like, you give yourself not everyone's as good as you, bro. They're gonna see over Coco, turn one. Oh right, look at Nest ball, blah blah blah. At that point, it's a spread play. You're just like, there we go.
I know. I've never really felt like Coco spread was that good, just because people can play around it just by not benching loads. But
some decks have to bench a lot, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's like
Zoroark has to bench.
Yeah.
Malik, unfortunately, I wouldn't want to see that.
That's fair.
And even Thunder Buddies, to a certain example, that has to bench at least a 3.
Maybe
4,
it's just
Zapdos. It's just Zapdos is the only one you can maybe get away with 2 or 3.
Yeah. Okay.
But you still have to play it perfectly, though. So, but are you playing? Well, we'll talk about. Have we talked about Coco spread? I'd say that's improving. In all honesty,
sure.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. Well, you're a fan of you're a fan of the Coco spread, yeah?
I think it's good. I think it'll improve.
Yeah, that's actually on my list for Coco. On my list for Bristol, that is. Yeah, I've been playing a few games online with Coco spread.
You're not just gonna play Malamar again.
No, I'm definitely gonna play Malamar again. Doesn't mean when you lose 9 games in a row with Malamar online, you have to play something else because you can't make it. Right, what?
Sure.
Selly Saw. Now, this is one of those decks again where I've played it quite a few times. I played against it. And they've always close games, but I've always bopped them. But I'm always playing Malik. So you're a Zapdos player. So you probably have a better experience. Have you played against it in competitive?
Yes.
With Zapdos?
Yes.
Did you beat it?
No, only because I did drew.
Only because you did drew.
But the games I did win, was because a lot of the times they will bench free Shaman.
Yeah.
Over the course of the game, which is I don't know why.
Which they shouldn't. Yeah. That's like
So they don't. Nihilego is actually really cool in that because you can poison and confuse them. And they're not so good at like switching and retreating out. So
yeah, of course they're not.
Yeah, that will usually stick, and I'll have to flip coins for attacking and stuff. And then you can usually one shot a Celosaur with Coco GX with a bunch of E powers, shrine damage, choice ban.
Just some residual.
Yeah. So I think it's not too bad of a matchup. I think Celosaur's a really bad deck, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember there was a bit of an argument in Hayfonte. Like some of the Odyssey boys were. Paul Stringer, who was having an argument with that guy that made top 4 at that regionals with.
Oh, I think I saw the back end of that. Yeah, because I think he loved it. That was his first tournament, man.
Yeah, and like Paul was just like, your deck's shit, bro.
Yeah, so are you saying declining?
Yeah.
Declining. Rahul, Selisaur, what were we saying?
Declining. I think any smart player can play around it, and it's just like not hard to play around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel as if it's had its shock value when it first came out. People are like, yo, what do we do? Even with like the life herb stuff now, that's sort of become more staple. I still think, yeah, it's had its time. People know what to do now. I think the format's just moved on, in my opinion. But with less Mali and that around, you never know. Could have nah, I don't see it doing. I'm gonna say declining as well. Yeah. Right, and then the last one we got here is old Nagquag. Now, I don't get why Nagquag isn't played more. This seems like really good, in my opinion. Yeah, Rahuls, I saw that little look to the side and the smirk. What were you saying about Nagquag?
It's a good deck. If it sets up, I think it beats everything in the game.
Yeah.
The problem is it doesn't set up.
Yeah.
And now these fucking lists are playing Blower now, so it's really annoying. Because I saw a couple lists with Blower, and then for Pikazek, there's a couple lists playing, like Zoroark already plays Blower, so it's really annoying if they hit it when they need it.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason you don't play it. They just like other decks set up better than you, and it's just like you're under the gun really quickly.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, get multiple stage ones. They just like, yeah, 4 blitz. Now what? So what are you saying? Improving, declining, or neutral? 1 in day 2.
Yeah.
I reckon 1 will sneak in.
That was our boy Simon Humphries from the UK.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I reckon, yeah. I don't know, Nagquag has a bit of a following in the UK. You know, shout out to Joe.
Yeah.
He champions it, and obviously Omnipoke's popular, right? I reckon, I'm going to say improving for Nagquag for Bristol. I reckon might have a I say decent share, not 2 or 3.
It's a deck that like people really like to play.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's got a sort of cult following. Yeah. So
I think it's got a really strong Zapdos as well.
Really strong Zapdos?
Oh, absolutely.
What is this if you lead Articuno, I assume, in this scenario, right?
No, it doesn't play Articuno.
Does it not?
No,
oh, I'm joking.
Like, Quagsire has 120 HP, right?
Yeah.
And that just one-shots your Zapdos. And eventually, like, you'll get that turn where you have 8 energy in play.
Oh, these just... Okay, yeah.
And because you have a Volt Prism Star, and that puts 20 on your Zapdoses.
Yeah.
So that puts them in range. So yeah, it's got a really strong Zapdos.
Can you not just not bench a lot of Zapdoses there, like you just said earlier?
You can, but you always have at least 2 Pokemon in play.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I still say improving.
I think it's improving.
Okay, it's popular in the UK. It's a lot of UK players like Hush Deck. Like no one wants to talk about it, but I know people are talking like you get like, oh, I've got the spice. No, what's that then? Don't tell anyone, and it's a Nagquag list. Oh, okay, that's about 5 different people now. So, so I can see it doing. I hope it doesn't, because I hate playing around fucking that big splash attack with Mali. Like, fuck off, like please. So I'm gonna say improving. Any other decks we didn't talk about we think could have a little show in?
No, I mean, we pretty much got everything, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was there any decks that like?
I think Coco's Bed was the one that wasn't initially on there, but we've always spoke about that. I think the format's too. Everyone knows about it now. Like, there's no room for innovation now. Like, let's just get to Unbroken Bonds.
We're at the end of the day.
Yeah. So everyone knows what's up. There's no apart maybe that Slowpoke, that sort of popped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
there's any other Cinderella decks popping? I can't see one. So. Right then, I think we'll wrap it up there then, fellas. Thanks so much. Top episode as always. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I need to show something. Where are those Shirachis gone? Oh, here they are. I'm so professional. Right, anyone coming to Bristol? Well, make sure you come to Old Slowpoke Well. Come see me. Get yourself Shirachis. There we go. So, if you want a proxy on for your deck, there you go, got regional stamp as well. We're going all out here. Regional stamped Shirachis. That'll be better than whatever we get in Bristol. I don't know what. Do you know what the promo is yet? Well, I'll guarantee this is better. This is rarer. So there we go. Come see me. We'll send me your address. I'll ping one in the post for you. There we go. So come say hi. I'll let you have your shout outs. For any shout outs, anything you want to do before we wrap up?
Sure, I guess shout out to ARG, best team. We got a big announcement coming up soon. As soon as, yeah, we'll have a Europe team coming up soon. So,
Ooh, okay.
other than that, shout out to TC Evolutions, pretty dope product.
Yep.
And follow me on Twitter at the Flea with 4 E's, because I post some dope memes and shit.
There we go. Sounds good. Everyone hit that follow. Any shout outs for yourself?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out my a few different teams. So I'll start with Team Stonky Watch. They're like my them the senior boys that I grew up playing with, and we still talk a lot, even though.
Okay.
Then I'd shout out Team Brown Sleeves, which we're both in.
Yeah.
And then I'd also like to shout out my new sponsors, Team Odyssey, who signed me recently. And yeah, really good group of boys who take care of me. So
yeah, with Benji Hutchins as well, the old Slowpoke Well host. So obviously, they have a Facebook page, right, and all that stuff. Go hit them up. They do some good stuff over there. To be fair, go hit them up. And then my only shout out. I don't even have any shouts anymore since someone left Team Black.
I'm still in it, bro.
Go sub to the YouTube channel, guys. I've got deck profiles out on Broken Bonds. I've got so many codes now. I'm throwing out decks left, right, and centre. Pop. Already got Wheezing Spread. We're going to get Fight Alone recorded today. Baby Clowns recorded today. So go have a look over there. You want to see little old me play some new stuff. Fire Red Randomised Nuzlocke there also. So yeah, that's the Slowpoke Well. If you like the audio versions of this, where you like travelling, hit us up at the SoundCloud. If you want to see sexy faces and stay on the YouTube channel right there, hit us up on Facebook. But yeah, I think that's everything, guys. Thank you very much for coming on. And I'll see you next time. Come say hi at Bristol. Hey.
See you later.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I think that's all good. Stop recording.